My name is Chad Rinard. I am one of the Community Association attorneys here at Whiteford. In 2024, many community associations have been affected by the Corporate Transparency Act, or CTA. The CTA is designed to assist the Financial Crimes Enforcement Branch of the Department of Treasury identify owners of businesses that run afoul of the laws that concern that department, such as tax evasion. Now, community associations do not appear, at least to me, to be bastions of such criminal conduct. Nonetheless, most community associations are subject to the CTA. We, like most community association attorneys, had hoped that community associations would be exempt from the CTA this year and advised for most of this year for associations to hold off on compliance until the latter part of this year. In the meantime, congressional legislation to exempt community associations passed the House, but stalled in the Senate. Lawsuits filed to enjoin the enforcement of the CTA against community associations have not yet been concluded in any association's favor at this time either. So now October, it is apparent that community associations are unlikely to be exempt from the CTA this year, and compliance with the CTA is a realistic expectation for those community associations that are covered by the CTA. Next slide. As a first step, all community associations need to decide and should consult with their legal counsel on whether they must comply with the CTA. If a community association is incorporated, then that community association must comply. For incorporated community associations, the analysis is that simple. Then there is still an ample amount of time to comply. Any community association that must report has until December 31st of this year to do so. Reporting can be done on the website for the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network of the Department of Treasury, or FinCEN. We have found that our initial filings, if all information and documentation is gathered in advance, a filing can take about an hour, depending on the number of directors on a board, meaning a smaller board may take less time and a larger board may take more time. The CTA does not name community associations or their boards expressly, but there's no doubt that the CTA applies to them. We believe that the term reporting companies under the CTA includes incorporated community associations. We further believe that the term beneficial owners under the CTA includes each of an association's board of directors. There is little doubt that directors exercise the substantial control over their association that is necessary to make them beneficial owners, as that term is defined by the CTA. It is not yet resolved whether unincorporated community associations are covered by the CTA or not. And unincorporated community associations are not created under state law by any filing made with a state agency, which would subject them to the CTA. Nonetheless, we encourage unincorporated community associations to make a decision with the advice of their legal counsel on whether to report under the CTA or not. Finally, do not take reporting under the CTA lightly. The penalties for non-compliance are severe, as shown on the slide. Next slide. The information the association needs to report about itself will likely already be among the records kept on behalf of the association. Now, that information is shown on the slide. any legal name can be double checked against any recent corporate filing that the association has made with the State Corporation Commission, and any taxpayer identification number will likely be kept not only by the association, but its accountant or tax preparer too. Next slide. The information and documentation that directors must report and provide a copy of is the same to me as the information and documentation that someone provides to board an airplane. For a director, the information and documentation required is shown on the slide. You will see that all of the information required from a director will likely be on the face of that director's required documentation. Now, we believe a copy of the director's driver's license or passport will be by far the most commonly used documentation to complete a report. Do work with your board to gather all of this information and documentation before a report is begun. In the meantime, do stay in touch with the association's legal counsel about details such as the preferred format to save copies of a director's driver's license or passport, or to ask any questions that may arise while preparing a report, including whether you could or should report with or without the assistance of the association's legal counsel. Next slide. Now, even after your association's report is filed by this December 31st, know that after December 31st, any change to the information in that report must still be reported within 30 days of that change. This will most notably include any change to your board in the coming year, whether by election or resignation. In the meantime, please know we remain on standby to assist you. Next slide. Thank you for spending these prior 10 minutes with me. If there's anything I or my colleagues can do to assist, please don't hesitate to reach out.